Hey YouTube, it's Adam from I'm a Music Mogul, and welcome to the Chainsmokers Paris Logic Pro X Remake. Now in the last tutorial I did on the Chainsmokers Paris, you guys asked for the full session of Chainsmokers Paris. Here it is, put it together for you guys, using nothing but Logic synths and sounds. That was very important to me, just to stick to Logic sounds so you guys have everything once you open up the session yourselves. Before I hit play, I just want to take you through each section so you understand what's going on in the session, what's coming in, what's coming out. So let's just start with the intro here. We'll start from the top. And of course, the song starts off with just a Rhodes piano. And it got itself 4 chords. That pretty much repeats itself for the entire track, as you can see. So moving on from the intro, we go into the verse, which is 16 bars. And we start off with the Rhodes, a kick drum, and a Moog bass. So this Moog bass is driven by Logic's ES2 synth. Once again, another stock synth in Logic. And this kick drum is a third-party kick drum, but I've included all the samples in this session. So that goes on for about 8 bars. Then we get into the latter part of the verse, and we start to bring in this percussion loop. We also add in this lead guitar. It's pretty much drenched in reverb, and this guitar is Logic Sculpture using the electric guitar beatnik preset. And that also goes for 8 bars, as you can tell. Until we get into the bridge, which is the, I call it the telephone effect bridge. And we get something like this. So in this bridge, we got ourselves another instance of this Sculpture electric guitar beatnik preset and plugin. We got ourselves an 808 for a bass line, and this 808 is driven by Logic's ES2. So you got that intact over there. Then we got ourselves the drums. Now the drums is very important to this section. And the way I got it sounding as if it's coming through a telephone is I just grouped all the elements that are part of this bridge and slapped a channel EQ on it, cut out the lows, cut out the highs, boosted around 2K, and that's pretty much that telephone effect. So without the EQ, our drums would sound like this. And with our EQ, or the telephone effect, we get this. And we get our bridge. We also add an ambience, so for those nice Paris nights, and a little uplifter at the end here. So from there we go into verse 2, and that also goes for 16 bars. Once again, we get our Rhodes piano, but this time we get a actual grand piano. Just playing the bass note of the progression. We get our drums back into play, but without the telephone effect. And of course we add in hi-hats here, as you just heard. We got ourselves that Moog bass, and the ambience is still playing. Nothing too crazy so far. The latter part of the verse, this drenched out reverb guitar comes back in. Let's just do this. And then we go into our next bridge, which is pretty much the same thing as we had before here, except with our piano stuck in there. And we finally get to our chorus over here. for the piano, I didn't mention earlier, we're just using Logic's EXS24 Steinway Piano 2 preset. For piano chorus, we get sort of these chord stabs. We're also using Steinway Piano 2. And then we add in this shaker over here, which is an Apple loop. We needed a shaker, Apple Loops has it. So that goes for, I believe it's 8 bars over here. Then we go into our next verse or breakdown. Verse/breakdown, Rhodes, piano, and a crash. Now we're coming back into our final and last bridge. So we got the Rhodes, the piano, the Moog bass. We have a riser effect right here. And we also got a ARP right here, which is filtered because we cut off some of the highs, but is driven by this ES2 synth right here. And we also got a pad as well, which is also driven by Logic's ES2 synth. Now, a lot of the ones that I'm using is actually presets that I've made tutorials for. As you can see, I'm using the Kygo Firestone pad here. And on the filtered ARP, I was using the Avicii ARP lead. So in our chorus, the grand finale, everything comes together. But what we do add here is this sort of strummed electric guitar here. Mixed with that, mixed with our pad, mixed with our high ARP. And just for that last part, everything comes together nicely and comes into one grand package. And I forgot to mention, we do have a tom loop over here. Not a tom loop, but a sort of a tom break. And we're using Logic's EXS24 with the acoustic 8-inch tom D2.4 preset for that one. So again, we're using a lot of Logic stuff right here. The only thing that's third party, not included with Logic, are these drum samples over here. But again, you get those anyways once you download this session in the description box below. The link will be there. So let's go ahead and just play this out from the beginning. Actually, before we do that, the outro, we're just back to what started at the beginning with just the Rhodes. And usually in music, what you want to do is your outro sort of mimics your intro. It's just a nice way to complete the whole package. And the Chainsmokers has really gotten down a formula of how to make a hit record. So this might be a good session to bounce some ideas off of and sort of break through to see what all the sounds that are incorporated in this track. You can kind of go through it and see what you need to create a full track. I mean, this song is 31 tracks. Nothing too crazy, nothing too heavy, but it's definitely a nice full track that you guys can learn a lot from. So let's go ahead and play it from the beginning. Sit back, enjoy, and listen to the remake of the Chainsmokers Paris remade in Logic X. So that is Paris by the Chainsmokers, remade in Logic Pro X. Now if you are a Logic user out there, I'm going to go ahead and save this entire session, place it as a download link in the description box below, so download that and you got yourself the remake of Paris by the Chainsmokers. For your Logic users out there, I'm going to go ahead and export all these MIDI stems and make sure that you have all these drum samples as well, so you can import them into your own DAW and create your own remake of the Chainsmokers Paris. If you do have any questions on this, you can ask me in the comment section below. For more great videos like this one, remember to hit that subscribe button. If you did like this video, remember to thumbs up and share it, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Talk to you all soon. Later.